The Joe Rogan Experience.
Do you know the wacky conspiracy theory? And this is wacky about the South Pole. The South Pole is some sort of a direct energy weapon. That there's like some station down there that they've pretended is just for receiving, but it's actually for transmitting. I have no idea if any of this is nonsense. It's just fun. It's fun when people talk crazy. But this guy was on the Sean Ryan show, and he is a, air quotes, whistleblower, and he's explaining how he went down there and he read the operating manual for this device, and that this device caused the earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand. And I was like, what?
Nah.
Like, what is this?
So
it's so hard to know if you're just a comic in Austin. How the fuck do I know what's going down on the South Pole?
I mean, like I said, whenever somebody's saying some wild shit to me, I start asking them, what other shit do you believe, so I can know how believable you are. Because if you believe, because you might be one of those people that just believes bullshit easily.
Hey, what he says? Give us some volume.
Opened every single door in the facility. I had complete access to every compartment they manufactured.
What are you blowing the whistle on?
That there are technologies at the South Pole Station that people can't even consider that exist on this planet. Directed energy weapon systems is something that people need to get in their vocabulary fast. The IceCube neutrino detector is not simply a passive listening device as presented for the science that they're claiming it to do. It also has the capacity to transmit. There are embedded in the ice what are called digital optical modules, DOMs. They're about the size of a basketball. The array embedded in the ice is 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. It is the world's largest telescope, and now because we have proven that it can transmit, it's the world's largest directed energy weapons system. It is responsible for the earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Okay, when he says 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer, does he mean it's 1 kilometer high, it's 1 kilometer long, and 1 kilometer wide?
I think down.
Yeah.
A whole kilometer into the ground.
Yeah, he could have just said a cube kilometer.
Well, it kind of, I mean, it's more impressive, I guess, just to think about it goes a kilometer into the ground.
He's a former firefighter contractor.
For
according to
Raytheon,
this.
exposed the company's alleged ability to create earthquakes worldwide, linking to hidden directed energy weapon systems at South Pole Station. So what is this?
But
This
how
is,
would how would a firefighter contractor have access to that?
I don't know how any of this is real. I have no idea. I don't know what his job was.
Yeah.
What's his name? Eric Hecker?
Yeah, I was trying to look him up.
I don't know, man. He had some nice patches on his jacket, though. Looked official.
Yeah. I mean, you full of shit until I see some proof. Because
Or-
extraordinary claims like
Require.
extraordinary evidence. It's like
Yeah.
you saying some wild shit. You got to at least show me something.
Yes. Good point.
Yeah, because you were a firefighter contractor. I don't feel like you would have the keys to the secret death ray. You know?
Well, I think what he was saying was that he was reading the documents of the owner's manual, and that's when he realized that it's capable of transmitting. I believe he says that in the show.
Yeah, but how would a firefighter have access to manuals and shit?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. And why he's still alive?
This is what the thing he's talking about is when I Google it. Antarctic muon and neutrino detector array is what it's called.
And it goes. Let me see what it looks
No,
like.
look, the neutrino detector is real.
Right.
But that's
so
not-
that's
but
the facility
no.
on top of it. And whoa, look what happens under the ground.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, but the reason it has to be so deep under the ground is so it's protected from like solar, from like extra shit. So they know when it gets hit that it was a neutrino. You know?
Right.
So it's real. Like a lot of the stuff he said was real. But here's the thing we also know, Joe, is that the best place to hide a lie is between two truths. The best bullshit they say a lot of true shit and they sneak the bullshit in there.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, the neutrino detector is this and this and this that.
Yeah.
And did you know it can make you gay?
Antarctic muon and neutrino detector array. The shield provided by looking for only upward-going neutrinos that must have passed through Earth, something no other known particle can do. Oh, wow. So it's through Earth.
Right. Neutrinos don't interact with matter almost at all. So that neutrino detector is way, 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 way down, and they're waiting to see like sparks of light so they know that was a neutrino. Wow. But if they put it on the surface, I think they can't tell the difference between one that came, because they're pouring out of the sun.
Right.
So they're looking for ones that have passed through the earth, that have come from other places.
Wow.
So they know for sure. So every now and then, it's so unlikely that one will interact with matter that, like, it doesn't happen that often. You know.
Isn't it crazy that they spent that much money to build that thing, to find that out?
Yeah. So and also, so that's the other thing. The thing this guy is saying, I don't even understand how that would work.
How could it be both things? Right? How could it be a detector and also a transmitter?
Yeah, because I think it's just a pool full of some special kind of water or some special kind of liquid that, you know, that it's enough where it makes a neutrino more likely to fucking hit a nucleus or something. But so I don't understand how that's gathering power that it can transmit. I don't know.
The thing about people like that, and I'm not saying this guy's not telling the truth, but I'm saying when I see stories about, like, someone talking about, like, some alien base that's underground and there's these aliens down there and one of them shot at me with a laser beam. If you were hiding some shit, like, one of the best ways to make it seem ridiculous that you're hiding some shit is get some guy who's out of his fucking mind to go tell some wacky-ass story.
Oh, yeah.
Fill him full of lies. Tell him, yeah, you know, we started the earthquake in Christchurch, New Zealand. It was started with this thing. And then you tell him, yeah, it's actually a transmitter. And then you have the guy go tell. And now everybody's like, oh, that's kooky. The idea of doing that is kooky. A directed energy weapon is kooky. When meanwhile, it wasn't even that. They got a real one somewhere. So now they've discredited the whole idea of directed energy weapons. Oh, yeah. And they got some shit out in the desert of Nevada that's real.
The government loves conspiracy.
I mean, why wouldn't they? If I was running some top secret program, like a directed energy weapon, I would have someone give them bad information, give them fake stories, and then have them go expose it. Yeah. Like, have someone who's, like, most likely to blab, and then have that person give them this knucklehead story, and then he goes out and says it, and then everybody researches it.
You just tell Roseanne. Just tell Roseanne of the secret. Man.
Tell her right before she goes on stage.
There's a direct energy weapon.
Yeah, it's you know, it's one of those things, man. It's like I have no fucking idea what they're capable of doing.
See that right there? That's the red flag to me.
That's the bio on this website. This is a little red flaggy.
A self-educated research investigator. Fuck out of there. That's worse than homeschooling.
That takes from his many odd life experiences and connects with others. Eric was raised on Long Island. Okay. Yep. Part of the Stargate project run by the CIA and the DIA.
As a child.
What? His childhood included being part of the Stargate project run by the CIA DIA. Later on, he had experiences in the submarine service. Following that, he became a plumber for some of the wealthiest people in the world back on Long Island. What? That's a weird turn of events. In 2010, Eric took a contract to work at the South Pole Station for a year. Oh, so he went from being an amazing plumber to being a firefighter in the South Pole. That's what he's saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, always the avid researcher. It was not until Eric began working remotely throughout the state of Alaska that he started making connections that his own life may not have been what he thought it was. Now he's trying to help others see that things may not be as we were told. 3 exclamation points.
Yeah. See, this is the thing, man.
That feels a little red flaggy, does it?
Yeah, that feels real weird.
And then buy it.
I mean, what the fuck
Oh,
is
yeah, you can donate, support on Patreon, and shop his CBD products.
Yeah, what is a
Does he have an
self-educated
NFT?
research?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's like, maybe he's telling the truth.
Maybe. But it's like, would you trust a self-educated doctor?
But if I wanted to obscure the truth, I would tell everything to a wacky dude.
Yeah, man. See, that's what's going to kill us. It's the death of truth. We can't tell what's true.
Look, maybe that guy's honest. Maybe he's telling the absolute truth. And maybe it's so crazy that we think that he's a loon because the story sounds impossible. The story sounds impossible that they would hide some sort of a directed energy weapon in some beautiful project to try to detect neutrinos. Right? You would think that That would be a really good way.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's
But
like, why,
could they do both things? We're too stupid.
why would you have to hide anything in the South Pole? I mean, ain't nobody going down
Nobody's
there.
looking because that's a good place to do it.